It's your story. Like I would be like, it's your story. It's your story.
People see you smiling, they don't know just how you really feel. Think you got it good, or wishing that they could live inside your world. But if they could see that what you really want is way out of your reach, stare in a storm, but you're pushing through, cause you just won't lose. Wondering how you have enough faith to fight through all the pain. Tears in your eyes, go ahead and cry, now it's time to fly. So you gotta go, headed for the road, have no time to waste. Tears in your eyes, go ahead and cry, now it's time to fly. Anything's possible when your heart's full of dreams. It's your story. Tell your story. Write your story. It's your story.
Hey y'all, my name is Chandi Ray. I'm an author, inspirational speaker, and certified image consultant and your personal life coach.
Never really had the time to sit back and defeat, cause I don't want nobody feeling sorry for me. You're wondering how you have enough faith.
Yeah, the song, oh my goodness. So yeah, the song is the theme for my conference that's coming up on my birthday, on February 24th, my 40th birthday. The song, it's an inspirational song. It's something that I want people to listen to whenever they're feeling like, you know, life is getting the best of them. I want it to be a reminder that you gotta tell your story, you gotta write your story, and it's your story. You don't have to be ashamed of it. Use it as fuel to take you from pain to purpose. And my daughter is my story, so it was like really appropriate for me to be the writer of the song and for me to then go and say, Shaylin, you know, can you sing this song for Mama? And she said yes. And so she came out from New York, where she was living at the time, and she got into the studio with some really good friends of mine, and she recorded that song effortlessly. The track was done by a good friend of mine named Ty, and some great girlfriends of mine singing on the background. It was significant because it was people I love working on the project, and my number one story, my daughter, Shaylin, she sang the song telling my story. Yeah, Dayton, you know, Dayton is bigger than what people say. People look at Dayton as a small city, and I feel like Dayton has so much potential, and so much power in the giftings of the people that live here. I think it's huge. But my impact on this supposedly small town or small time city, I think it would be significant because I'm not from here. And when I came here, I wasn't embraced by this city. And to be able to pour what I have into this city, and receive positive feedback and see people's lives change, I think it would be significant. Telling my story literally saved my life. I didn't realize, I'm about to get emotional. I don't want to cry. Oh my goodness. Telling my story literally saved my life. I noticed when I started to open up and share the things that I was once ashamed of, I started to live. I started to breathe. I was free, and I didn't even realize that I was in bondage. I didn't even realize that I wasn't free. I didn't realize that my gift was in my stories, it was in my life experiences. I did not realize that. And when I started to tell my story, I got a chance to see who I really was and how far I had come and how much I had overcame. And I said, you know what? Things changed for me. I started to sleep better. I stopped having headaches. I stopped getting knots in my throat. When I got around people, when I spoke, I stopped holding on to things and trying to protect everything about me for fear of being judged. So Tell Your Story, the conference came about because I found it to be a life-changing and life-saving mechanism for me. And I wanted to teach other people how to tell their story and to show them in the form of bringing a group of women together from all over the world that were free, that could show other women, listen, you're not alone. We've been through this before. And because we made it, we shouldn't hold these stories. We should tell the next woman. People really want to identify with real people, with people who have been places and have really been through something. People don't want to just see all of your glitz and your glamour and how beautiful you are and all the great things you have. People want to get to the bottom of what was your baggage? What was it that you had been through that I can gain some inspiration from? And so that's why this conference is important to me, because I realized after going through speaking to different people, people will come up to me and tell me, oh my God, you're so transparent. And it's so natural to me now. It's a way of life. It's my lifestyle. I'm transparent because that's the only way I'm able to live, y'all. I can't hold anything. That's what saved my life. You know, I've been thinking about that lately because I just feel like it's supposed to be this big change. Something's supposed to happen. And you know, honestly, it's happening as we speak. I had this big cleanse the other day where I was bawling. I mean, I'm crying hysterically. And I called my sister and I'm just like, boo-hoo crying, y'all. And the thing about it was that I realized in that moment, the shift was happening where I was starting to realize who people were in my life and who they weren't. And I think moving forward, what would make these 40 years golden for me is being okay with, you know, letting go of people, family and supposedly so-called friends, letting go. Because if people don't serve you in action to show you that they love you and support you, sometimes you just have to let go.
Three, two, one.
Hey y'all, my name is Chandi. Hey y'all, it's Chandi Ray. It's 5 days from one of the most powerful and impactful conferences. Hey, you know you old when you still do the chicken head. That's all you know how to do. Okay. I didn't like myself at all. And the way that I got through it was opening myself up to different environments, surrounding myself around different people who were doing different things from anything that my current surroundings were doing. And I started to get introduced into going to empowerment conferences and personal development and counseling. And that opened up my mind and showed me exactly the areas that I needed help with. And once I embraced that, because that's the key, if you don't embrace the things that you are going through, and when I say embrace them, I mean just own up to them. If you know you have issues, own up to them and say, you know what, this is an issue. I need to do something to resolve this. Then just start living your best life. And that's how I was able to conquer some of that self-hate, self-dislike, and start loving myself better from an authentic place. I think I'm on a good path, and the way that I define success is I'd have to say success to me looks like this. Healthy and wealthy in all the right places. Healthy in mind, body, and spirit, number one. Because I don't care what you acquire in life. If you're not healthy in your mind, body, and spirit, you will not enjoy the material things that you can acquire and the accolades. It won't matter. So success to me is definitely being able to have meaningful friendships and to have a good, healthy family relationship. Just love, to be able to love with no limits, no restrictions. That's success to me. I've always done hair. As a kid, as a teenager, I traveled and I lived everywhere with my parents. And I would do some of the soldiers' hair, braid and trim ends and do relaxers. And, I did my sister's hair growing up, both of my sisters. And it was just something that was a natural knack for me. So I never looked at it in a business as a business. It was offered in my high school, but I ended up doing it because I just didn't know what else I was going to do. That was something that I could do naturally, so I thought I might as well get a license for it, and that's how that began. But it almost didn't happen. I almost did not acquire a license for hair because right before I ended up graduating from hair school, this is a story that I've not really shared openly, but people know about it. But long story short, I got kicked out of all of the beauty colleges all over Ohio. So, and it wasn't my fault, if I may put a note in there, but it happened, and I had to travel and get my license from a different state and come back here and, transfer them. And that was a really, really hard time for me, but I made it through it. So I just want to encourage any other stylists or students that are out there in cosmetology school and you're having a hardship and some things that look like they're up against you. I want to challenge you to finish it, because had I not finished it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I had a lady to encourage me and tell me, you have to get your license because, the enemy is trying to stop you from something very powerful. So she held a spot for me. She asked another dear friend of mine to hold a spot for me in their salon, and they did. And when I finished beauty college, I was able to go right into a booth renting situation, and they really helped me and looked out for me and helped me run my business. So that's the long story short of how I got involved in the hair industry. I'm a product of teenage pregnancy, but it's not who I am. It happened to me. And I just want to speak to the teenage mothers out there now. You can do and be anything that you want to be. And if what you want to be, you can't see it from the life of somebody else, go find those people, get up underneath them and learn how to do and be what it is you want to be. And you might be just that brilliant that you have to create what it is that you want to be. So don't be afraid to create your own blueprint. And to those of you who are parents or people in the community, if you have a chance, nurture the teen moms and talk to them and share wisdom with them and share things with them from your past and encourage them. Don't be so judgmental. You may be talking to someone who is full of potential and greatness, and you may need their help one day. So that's it. Don't be a victim, you guys. You don't have to be a statistic. Haha, I thought about that before, and this is totally different from what I would say. I don't have a whole bunch of words or anything deep. It would just be, girl, just chill. Your life is gonna be the bomb. Stop crying.
But you're pushing through, 'cause you just won't lose.